Adrian, my man, I appreciate you joining me on a Friday, brother. So yeah,
Absolutely. How's it going?
good, brother. Happy Friday. So just start right off, get right into the meat and potatoes here. You know, you've changed a lot, man. You've changed a lot in the last year or two. So why don't you just say kind of like where were you at before you started working with me and Herb as far as like physically and mentally? Where were you at that point?
Yeah, so I was really my entire life, I've kind of struggled with yo-yo dieting and fluctuation in my weight. So
Yep.
I would always kind of crash diet and then I would stop and gain it all plus more back.
Hmm.
So it was a never-ending cycle of that. So just kind of mentally frustrated with the process, trying to figure out what the correct direction to go in would be.
Right.
And that's whenever I came across y'all and decided to join y'all after many years of trying it on my own.
Yeah.
And it's been game changer ever since.
Nice. And what were some of those things that you tried that didn't end up working? Like, what were some of the things that you tried and just didn't stick?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I could remember times trying, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, of like the military diet where you're basically cut down to very minimal calories.
Yeah.
So just cycles of that. I've tried things like F45 or
Yeah.
different HIIT classes, really intense workouts.
Yeah.
I've also tried like running, different things like that that really just weren't sustainable for
Right.
my lifestyle and what I prefer to do.
Yeah. And did you like did you lose weight with some of those things, but then kind of gain it back, or what was the deal
Yeah,
there? Yeah.
absolutely. So I would always see those initial results and lose a little bit of weight and get excited about it. But yeah, as soon as you stop something like that, it would all come back. And then a
Yeah.
lot of the times it would be even more than what I lost that would come back.
Okay. Gotcha. And what do you think it was about our program that really helped it make it more sustainable for you?
I think a big thing I would say is the weightlifting. I was very new to weightlifting and really didn't understand how helpful it can be through the weight loss process.
Right.
I think it gets misconstrued a lot, but it's really a lot more simpler and sustainable for me. And it's
Yeah.
easy to fit in a 50, 60-minute workout in a work day and still make sure to get it done. And
Yeah.
it's something I can keep on doing. And
Right.
I think also the meal plans that y'all provide are pretty helpful and are able to y'all are flexible with what we want and what we enjoy. So that helps a lot in making meals that I can continue eating and it's not like I'm forcing myself to diet. It's more of a
Right.
lifestyle change.
Yeah, 100%. You've completely adopted that, and I appreciate that. Like, and you've even been very good, and I think this is a big part that people don't really pay attention to, but like when you have a coach, like you need to communicate, right? Like your likes and your dislikes, like you said, and you've been really good about that. So we've been able to make those adjustments so that we can make sure it is sustainable for you, right? And I was talking about this with your friend Alicia, who joined with us through you, seeing your progress, and when we were talking about it earlier today. But I think the information's out there, right? And people, it's almost like there's too much information. It's kind of weeding through the BS, and it's like, how do we make this more specific to the individual? And that's really where the coaching relationship comes into play, right? Because we're able to kind of create that more clarity for you. It's like, hey, let's cut through this BS. This is what's going to work. And then, if you're willing to just kind of communicate with us and make small adjustments, to make it more sustainable, like we're going to get you there. And you've been able to do that. So we
Yeah.
appreciate that. Awesome.
Absolutely, and I agree. I feel like really since I was young, I've struggled with my weight, and I feel like from doctors, family, just people I talk to, it's always been you have to do intense cardio or
Yeah.
something intense and cut your calories down all the way.
Right.
And I think y'all really opened my eyes to that's obviously the wrong way, and it's a lot more sustainable and
Yeah.
doable when you
Yeah.
do it the right way.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people, they oversimplify it, right? And they're like, I know what to do. I'm just not doing it. And they think
Yep.
like, oh, I just need to move more and eat less. Right. But there's more nuance and more strategy that comes into play to make sure like, hey, we're losing the right type of weight, right? We're losing
Yep.
pure body fat and we're not losing any muscle, maybe even gaining muscle, right? There's some strategy there, but also with a sustainability aspect of it, right? Because
Right.
anyone can just cut their calories down and move more, but if they, and lose, we could have had you lose 30 pounds in a couple months probably, but if we can't stick to it for the long term and we're not setting you up your metabolism long term, then what good are we doing, right?
Right.
So, yeah, 100%. Well, cool. And then why don't you, because you've made a huge transformation, like what has been the physical progress? Like, let's just talk about the actual results that you've made.
Yes. So, I mean, back in 2020, I was probably over 210 pounds,
Okay.
and probably over 50% body fat,
Yeah.
just by assuming. I never got it checked then, but it was pretty up there for sure. So,
Yeah.
I'm just to kind of put that in perspective, I'm about 5'4", 5'5", so 210 pounds. That is pretty big there. So, I think now where I am, I'm at like 119 pounds. Last time I checked, I was about 17% body fat, but that's probably at 15, 14 by now.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's crazy progress. I feel
Yeah.
better. I look a lot better, and I'm just happier overall.
I love it, dude. It's amazing. You're literally unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Do you get some people that haven't seen you in a long time and that they like don't even recognize you or
Yeah, everyone, if I haven't seen them in a long time, they always get surprised and are
Yeah.
shocked because, yeah, it's a big transformation for sure.
Awesome. Sweet man. And what really drives you? Like what's kind of your why at this point, right? Because you just keep wanting to keep going, right? Like you haven't gotten complacent. It's just like I feel like you just keep wanting to keep level up. And we even have goals of like, now putting on muscle, right? Kind of maintaining this leanness and packing on muscle. What drives you at this point?
Yeah, for me, it's something I've always worked for my entire life since being a kid. Something I've wanted is to be fit and in shape, and it's something I always struggled with. So
Yeah.
seeing the progress that I've gotten up to this point, I feel like there's no stopping me now. We made it this far. I finally achieved something I wanted. So let's just see how
Yeah.
far we can take it and where we
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, you're a gym rat now. You've caught
Yeah.
the bug. It's just a part of
Yeah.
you. Well, cool. And then with that, and I know we've kind of leveled you up over time, and now like I said, you're basically a gym rat like me and Herb now, and we've got you in the gym a good amount. But in the beginning to really see a lot of these results, like because a lot of people say, I'm too busy to get in shape and get really fit, right, and reach my goals. Like, how much time does this really take in a week to really ingrain these habits and make progress.
Yeah, I'd say like an hour at most. I mean, to get your weightlifting in. I mean, that's per day. Sorry, you asked per week. I'd say
Yeah,
per week, I'd say maybe putting in like 10 hours a week. That's
yeah,
between workouts. Take some time and meal prep and just prep your whole week out.
yeah,
And it's whenever you plan it out like that and plan ahead, it makes it easier to stick to it and get everything that you need and done because it's already there for you.
yeah. Yeah, and like I said, you're a little bit more ambitious than some of our other clients, right? And so we've been able to level you up, and you like the gym, it seems now, right? So we've got you in there a good amount, but yeah, I mean it's guys like we could get as little as 4 hours a week and make it happen, right? And we've talked with other clients, and I think at times you were there, right? But then we can always scale you up from there. Like, and it's
Yep.
just a matter of like, hey, how far do we want to take this? What goals do we want to crush? And like we can just keep leveling up. And you're
Yep.
a testament to that. So really good stuff, man. Well,
Yeah. And it wasn't always like that for me. I think whenever I first started with y'all, there'd be days where I would skip workout still. I would fight myself going to the gym. But it's a progress. It's a work in progress all throughout. Start small,
yeah,
like you said, build up to where you need to be. And then eventually you get addicted to the results and
yeah.
seeing everything in the gym, and it just gets easier from there.
Yeah, 100%. Where have you seen maybe like, because you've made a lot of progress, you're basically unrecognizable. Where have you seen this shown up in other areas of your life?
Yeah, I feel just in all aspects. I think through work, just through my social life as well, wanting to do more things outside, being able to go to different workouts with friends, or just be able to spend time and be happier. I was
Yeah,
always kind of very insecure. So going out in public or going out with friends, I always didn't feel the most comfortable at times.
Yeah.
But now it's completely different. I
Yeah.
feel a lot more confident in myself. So
Yeah.
whenever we go out to a restaurant or go out somewhere, I have a lot more confidence and am able to be myself a lot more in public.
That's awesome.
Um, so it's changed completely. I feel a lot better about myself and my day to day and how I'm perceived. So it's a good feeling now.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, and even Alicia was saying the same thing. She's like, "Man, I just Adrian has so much more confidence
Yeah.
and everything." So it's really cool to see. Yeah, and what would you maybe say to someone, who's kind of been struggling, right, to try to figure it out on their own and they're thinking about starting a program? What would you say to someone like that?
Yeah, I'd say definitely take the step, take the leap and start the program. It's a learning process. I learned a lot that I didn't know before I started, but also to just take things slow and stick to it. I think it's just trusting the process throughout and kind of build up to where you need to be, but continue to trust what you tell them, what their coach tells them, and just keep following the plan and you'll get
Yeah,
there eventually.
yeah,
It's a slow progress, but you'll get there.
yeah. Awesome, man. And was there like a low point or any like deciding factor or like something for you, when you reached out, like what was kind of like, hey, this is it. Like I'm gonna make these changes. Like what was that moment for you?
Yeah, for me, it was a picture I took. I took a
Okay.
picture with a couple of my friends, and
Yeah.
I just looked at it and I finally realized that it's kind of just gotten out of control. I've had put on a lot of weight, and
Yeah.
it kind of shocked me. I've always kind of struggled with my weight, but it had never been as bad as it was at that point.
Yeah.
So once I finally realized that it was time to lock in, and that's
Yeah.
whenever I decided to reach out and kind of made that decision within myself that this would be the time I would stick to it. It would be more of a lifestyle change rather than a short-term diet. It's going
Yeah.
to be a lifestyle change, and I'll reach the goals that I want.
100%. Awesome, man. And people have been seeing your journey, and they've joined the program too, from being inspired through that. So, that's no small thing. And that's something that pumps me up every day, and that's what kind of inspires me. And I can see that you're adopting that for yourself, being that leader for your circle and everything. So awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you being on the podcast, Adrian. I'm excited to see what we accomplish in this next year with you. But guys, hope you got some takeaways from this. If you're interested in, really making some changes, making that decision, turning your life around, being unrecognizable like Adrian, message me on Instagram. Just send me transform. Okay. But guys, other than that, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next video. But in the meantime, elevate every damn day.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Elevate. Only obligation is to tell it straight.